can we please talk about how putting on actual real clothes today just felt like one too many tasks for me. And here's the thing, like nothing catastrophic happened. Nobody died. Nobody broke up. Zendaya and Tom Holland are still together. So why does it feel like everything is taking the living life out of me this week? Welcome back to Currently Spiraling. My name is Jo De La Rosa, and this is a podcast about what happens when life doesn't go according to plan. And can we just take a second to talk about pajamas? I went to go put on a cute outfit today. I really did. But it has been a week, and I looked in my closet, and I looked at all of the options that I possibly had to choose from. And I just thought to myself, not today. Mascara, fine. But jeans, like you're doing the most. It's not happening. So here we are. And you know what I blame it on? I blame it on Target. I walked in this week to Target and I had just gone to work out at the gym, and there's a Target right underneath my gym. And I thought to myself, you know what? Let me just do a little multitasking. Let me just stop and pick up a little dish soap, a little cat sponge. Let me get a little Bloom because I don't drink these days. That's my favorite energy drink. And I called Taryn, and Taryn wanted something sweet. I swear I only picked up like 4 things. There wasn't that much in my little basket. And I walked out at $62. Hello? And I thought to myself, since when did things get so expensive? But you know what? It's not about Target. I mean, yes, that's the thing that set me off. But all of a sudden I started to feel like, oh my gosh, okay, that's kind of a lot, right? For like a tiny baby run for the day, right? So then I'm thinking to myself about finances, and I'm thinking to myself about the month, and oh my gosh, should I return the Bloom? And look, a pack of Bloom for however much it is not going to kill our month. I'm just trying to live. Why does it feel like it's so much? Everything these days just feels like so much. So that's why we are in pajamas this way. But it's not just the Target. It's just this week. I just cannot with this week. And you know what it is? It's just there's so many things happening, right? It's like I'm trying to be the best wife that I can, and I'm trying to run a business. We just launched this incredible podcast, and I have you, and I'm so excited that you're here every week. And I have amazing Apple Podcasts and Spotify listeners, and now I've got a YouTube channel and videos that go out every week. And then I've got Social Play, which is our TikTok agency, and I'm trying to close a new client for that. I'm trying to keep up on emails. I need to figure out my health insurance because I need to have surgery to try to do IVF while I'm waiting for the second opinion appointment. And I'm also trying to be a cat mom. We've got 2 little babies that we rescued, and they are the cutest things, but there's litter, and we need to feed them 4 times a day because breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then snacks. So they're not up at 7 a.m. crying. It's like we have babies, but they're furry, but they're so cute. If you saw them, let me just pop up a picture of them so you can gush. And then a girl's got to keep up on her shows. Hello, the new season of Real Housewives is back. I'm also obsessed with this new show on Peacock called 5-Star Weekend with Jennifer Garner. The tea is piping hot on this show. So that's been my latest obsession that I've been watching. And so I have to catch up on that. And then I open the fridge and there's nothing in the fridge because I don't go grocery shopping because I eat like a 5-year-old. And so then I'm trying to decide what am I going to eat for the day? We're going to church on Sundays, and Taryn's on the worship team and he sings and I love it. Worship is the way that I connect with God. Shout out to Zoe Church. Love going there. The word is food for my soul. I literally just need it to feel like a normal human and be able to go through this life and survive, right? And it's just, I just feel like I have 42 browser tabs open in my mind at all times. I can't just finish looking at one and then close the tab. No, because I'm trying to do the most all at the same time. It's like work and personal and content and friends and husband and fur babies, right? And a future baby, hopefully. And so it almost feels like decision fatigue, and I feel mentally exhausted. What do they say? Busy means business. I know that feels so cheesy, but it's true. It's just like you're busy, but it can just start to feel like there's just so much going on in your head. And I actually feels really good on my temples. Hold on. Okay. Vacation, spending money on going on vacation is not really an option right now. Like, we're trying to rebuild. We're trying to get our business to the next level, right? Get our lives to the next level. And there just isn't enough hours in the day. And I never felt like that. Like, remember the days when you could just come home from high school and take a nap? Like, in the middle of your day, what happened to those days? Or you come home from college and you were so tired from going to classes, or maybe you had practice because you were on the cheer squad or a sports team or whatever you did in college. And you could just like come home and take a nap before you started to do homework, right? There were just more hours in the day, and you could meet friends for coffee, or actually that's not true. I never met friends for coffee. I met them at a bar. I met them at a bar for cocktails. And now it just seems like it's so hard to make plans with friends these days. Like, am I the only one that's alone in this? Because everybody is so busy, and it's like we don't take the time for making plans to either fill ourselves, even just like a day to just unwind and rest. I really need to be better about that, but I'm just not. I work nonstop. Again, no complaints, but it's just, I'm noticing, and this is why we're probably in pajamas this week, because I'm just exhausted. Not burned out, just mentally taxed, mentally drained of making all of these tiny decisions. Like, every little decision needs about 2% of my brain. And then when you add them all together, you're just fatigueified, right? You're just tired. I'm so tired. And then how am I, like, my brain goes to the worst possible situation of like, if I can't handle all of this now, barely, I'm surviving. Don't get me wrong, but like, I'm barely surviving, right? How am I supposed to add kids to this? And here's the thing. Maybe I'm taking on too much. Maybe you're taking on too much. Maybe we are just taking on too much. And then I don't know about you, but for me, I take a lot of our personal stuff on. Not to say that Taryn doesn't help, because he's an incredible teammate, but I'm the like, babe, don't worry, I got it, girl. Right? Like, don't worry, I got it. You focus on work, or you focus on pitching brands, or because Taryn also is doing content full time and has a YouTube channel, is doing TikTok, pitching brands for us, taking care of we have another client that we do content for Social Play. Somebody has to edit. And it's just like, we're all busy. And so I like to try to give him rest and step in. But I think lately I've been doing that so much. Again, this has become like my confession booth. This is our confession clubhouse. Is that what this is becoming? My therapy couch, my confession. Like, it's like I'm back on a reality show doing a confessional. Like, I just feel like I'm taking on so much and I really need to talk to him about it. Except we have talked about it. We literally just had a conversation last night. And I was like, honey, I think if we get this new client for Social Play, I'm already at max capacity. You know, we've got a new Currently Spiraling Instagram, which if you are following, thank you so much for joining and being a part of that community. And I'm having to create content for that. I've got my own Instagram that I also shoot content for. I do a little more like fashion, beauty, lifestyle stuff, a little more of my like everyday life. Or like Taryn and I are like at Sprouts going grocery shopping, and I'll like put a story up on that about like our life, and Taryn starts cringing because somehow he hates when I shoot stories. And he hates when I pull out my camera and my selfie light. However, this boy was literally raised in theater. Like he grew up in theater and he's in music and he's performed his whole life on stage and all this stuff. And I'm just like make it make sense. How is it possible that I then pull out my phone and I'm shooting a story and his face is so cute. He turns into this little 5-year-old boy who's like so embarrassed. And it's like, Mom, you're so embarrassing. Like, put the camera away. Darren's going to kill me when he sees this. Sorry, honey. Like spilling all the tea. But it's just, anyway, that's so funny to me. I just think he's really cute when he gets embarrassed. And the thing is it just feels like, when did existing become a full-time job, you know? And I don't know if it's because I've gotten older and I'm just more tired. I'm so tired, right? I used to have more energy. And my brain goes to, how am I supposed to do everything that I'm doing now and add a baby to this? And I want 2 and then to adopt a 3rd? Like, your girl's out her mind, right? She's actually insane. I know, friend. But we want what we want. The heart wants what it wants, right? And so, yeah, look, I'm Delulu. Like, what can I say? Delulu University, welcome to our classroom. And I'm okay with it. You know, we can have big dreams. We can have big goals. And sometimes we get in over our heads and we take on too much. And it's not until we start feeling this way that we realize maybe we've signed up for too much. And maybe it takes our body to wake us up a little bit and make us realize, oh shit, okay, maybe I am doing the most. And this is me like processing in real time that, like, Joe, maybe you are doing the most. Like, I don't even have time to go to the gym as often as I used to. And that's not okay. Because I always say, we come into this world with nothing and then we leave with nothing. And at the end of our life, not to get like morbid on you, but like, we're going to be laying on our deathbed and we're not going to wish that we worked more, right? We're going to wish that we had more time for ourselves, for our loved ones, for our friends. We're not going to be like, wow, I really wish I would have had more hours to answer just 10 more emails every day. But that's the other thing I've realized about emails. And I don't know if, you know, you work at a job that has a ton of emails or just like a ton of tasks that are just, they feel like never ending. I used to be a psychopath and literally be like, okay, I cannot end the day until my inbox is at a 0. And I mean like 0 unread. And then I have these little folders for like every single account that I have. And then I would like drag the folders from my inbox into this mini folder. And like, I needed my inbox to be clean. Like for us type A girlies, actually, I call myself type A and a half because I'm like type A on some stuff, but then like very the other type B, type C. Oh my God. What's the other type called? Anyway, there's 2 types. Why am I blanking? Okay. Type A and type B. Hello. I wish I had like an assistant or like a production person right now where I could be like, can we check what that type is? Honey, what's that other type? It's type A and what? I was hoping he'd hear me, but he's got his headphones on, so he can't hear me. Anyway, the 2 types. Comment below if you know what the other type is. Why am I blanking right now? Anyway, so yeah, I can be type A on some stuff, but that's insane. And then I realized at like some point that there's never going to be enough hours in the day because then what happens is the next day I come and I open up my MacBook again and I've got 50 more emails of the day, right? And that it's not just my work emails, it's my personal, it's my junk, like it's just all the crap. And I start like, I don't know how you are, but it's so satisfying whenever I have friends and I steal their phones and I start to see like their Gmail and they've got like all these unread notifications. Like I have some friends that have 1,000 unread emails and it's like notifying you on your iPhone. That gives me so much anxiety for you. Oh my gosh. Like, I literally want to take your phone and help you read all your emails. I know. I'm literally insane. But like, that's how I feel. That's how I feel about unread emails. But I've had to chill. I've had to learn how to chill. I've had to learn how to find my chill. And clearly we're still working on it. And I just I just need a nap, and I need to learn that there's just never enough hours in the day, and I need to stop trying to do the most and live my life accomplishing. Stop being so damn driven and motivated. No, I just mean like it's okay to rest. It's okay to like stop, go for a hike, go for a run. It's also just not good for your health, I'm sure. Somebody's going to tell me, right? I'm no doctor, but that's my guess. And if you've built a business or you're working in a business where the business is controlling you, that's not great. And we need to reassess some things. And it's not that my business is controlling me. It's just I'm realizing, oh, well, here. So I had all these things in my head this week, and let me just nerd out on you. I use a sauna, and I can brain dump my stuff for like personal life versus work life and just get it all out of my head. And I wasn't using a sauna for that. I was using my calendar, and then I had a notebook. I had tasks in my notebook, tasks in my calendar, half of my tasks in a sauna. And it's just like, and I've been using ChatGPT lately to like help organize me, because it's just like there's so many tasks everywhere, and I'm duplicating things, putting it on my calendar, and then also writing it down, and it's just like it's just so much to keep up on. And maybe we're just going through a really busy season, or this is just the new normal, and I need to learn to be okay with it. And I think that there is a transition too of like what we're on the 4th episode. Hey. And like the first 2 weeks, episode 1 and 2, I felt like, oh my gosh, this is like so much. I'm managing 5 social media accounts between like my stuff and Currently Spiraling, and then trying to do an audio episode and a YouTube episode. And it just, when things are new is my point, it takes a minute for it to become the new normal. And then eventually you get a little faster, and it becomes just becomes the new like normal. And so that's what I think is happening now. I just think there's so much happening in like our personal life that I'm not quite there at like the new normal stage of it, you know? And I'm learning to just like settle into it, because clearly I haven't. And I just think working out would help, honestly, and just like not going to bed at 3 a.m, editing, sleep is so important. Drinking more water, you know, it's all the healthy things they tell you. And I want to be that girl so bad, but I'm just not. I was so good about getting on a morning routine. I was waking up at 8:30 a.m. and I was like doing quiet time with my Bible every morning, with my little like devotional Jesus Calling book that I love, and it helps set my day and I love it, and doing a little worship music in the morning. And I still do that now, because if I don't do that, you do not want to see me not having done that, okay? My quiet time is sacred for me, because it just helps to like set my mind up for the day. And then I view things with like a completely different lens. It's actually wild. If you haven't checked out this book, let me just pop it up here somewhere and check it out. You just read it. It's just good for the soul. I started with that, and then I was making breakfast, taking a shower, changing, putting on an outfit, putting on like a little makeup, feeling ready to take on the day. And then I started Currently Spiraling, which I literally feel is my life's purpose. I know that sounds insane, but that's truly how I feel. Having been able to build a community where we can all come together in all of our spirals. If you feel like your life hasn't gone according to plan, and we can all meet every week and you can feel a little less alone. Yeah, that feels good for me in my soul. And like I finally feel like I have stepped into my purpose. I mean, if you want to just really call it out, I feel like it's my calling to like be there for others and be able to like relate and resonate and connect, and like all the gushy things that make us be able to just go through life a little easier. Like I love doing that for people if I can, right? Hopefully you're watching these episodes and you're feeling a little bit like someone is there with you, or feeling a little less alone, whatever it is that you're going through, is my hope. Or at least getting entertained and laughing at me every week, right? Find a little laughter in your day. However it is that hopefully the show is helping you or entertaining you or helping you on your walk or on your drive to work if you're listening. I really feel like this is what I'm meant to be doing. And that feels good for me. But I forgot my point. I think my point was is that, so then I've been going to bed at like 3 a.m. and on days when I upload, the video, because it takes hours for the YouTube to process, sometimes like I'm done at 6:30 a.m. and I feel like I'm on this vampire schedule. And again, I'm not complaining about my schedule. My point is that I'm just so off right now. Like I'm so off on my schedule and I'm so off on the routine that I have. And so I'm trying to get back to that. And I think once I do, I'll feel a little bit normal. But whatever it is that you're doing that's new for you, I think it's just going to take us a little bit of time. Like it's clearly taking me a little bit of time to get used to the new normal, so I don't feel so off. These are just all my thoughts. Say a little prayer for me that life gets a little bit easier. Or I should say that my schedule feels a little bit more like sane, right? And balance, I don't know. This whole work-life balance thing, I think it's a sham, if I'm being so for real. Because I really enjoy working a lot. But I also really enjoy date nights in my life and seeing friends. I don't know. If you have any tips, comment below. Have you found your work-life balance? And if so, how have you done that? Maybe you can actually help me on this episode, because I think I'm really struggling with that. And maybe you're struggling with that too, because it just feels like living life is a full-time job. And I want to get paid more to live it, to be honest, But that's not really a thing. So fine. But maybe we can just like have a chat in the comment section about how are you finding work-life balance? How are you finding time in your day to do it all? Or do you just feel like you cannot keep up like I am? I think that's what it is. I think that is my biggest takeaway of this week, is like, I can't get dressed today. It's not going to happen. And I'm okay with it. Like I've given up today. I mean, look, at least I'm still wearing a cute pajama, right? It's not like I'm wearing yesterday's dirty t-shirt, right? No, I put on fresh pajamas, right? I love spiraling with you. It's actually so fun for my life. So yeah. So these are just all the things on my mind. And if you feel like you can't keep up, and you feel mentally taxed, and you feel drained, and like you just have a million browser tabs also open in your head too, I just want you to know that you are in good company. Hold my hand and let's get through this week together, because I am right there with you in it, like literally going through it, So maybe we just need like a little bit more coffee, a little bit more energy drink, and a little bit more sanity for the week. It's like crying but moisturized, right? It's like, what can you do? I don't know. Anyway, I'm so grateful. I'm just exhausted. I think that's what it is. I think I'm going to like find a moment this weekend to take a nap. And I think I'm going to make it a priority to like just try to take like a few hours off and stop trying to like do the most. I think that's it. So I'll let you know how I do. Let's get into my favorite part of the show, which has become the get it off your chest moment. And this week, we actually had a bunch of people DM me their spirals of the week, which actually made me so happy in my heart. This section is just meant so that we can just share our struggles, and hopefully you can just feel a little bit like you're not solo in whatever it is that you're going through. So the first spiral of the week we have is from @Cara Hilchi. I hope I'm saying your name right. And she said her spiral of the week is renovations at 8 months pregnant. I mean, First of all, I've never been pregnant, but how are you even standing at 8 months pregnant? I think that you should just be sitting on your couch or laying on your bed with your legs up because you are carrying a child in your stomach, right? But the fact that you are renovating your place at 8 months pregnant, I mean, I'm just going to say it. You are superwoman, just so you know. Okay. And our next spiral of the week comes from at Christina490. And she said, I just can't get ahead of bills. Once I think I'm in a good space, something always comes up. If this could not be farther from the truth, our car just got towed the other day, okay? And I was so excited because we had just gotten paid for a brand deal, and I was like, oh my gosh, we're gonna have a little extra money this month so we can, like, I don't know, put up a cat wall or maybe like take a little weekend away. It was $427 to get our car out of towing because our building decided to tow us. Well, it was my fault because I accidentally parked in the wrong parking spot. So I feel you on this so hard, Christina. It's just like, you're just trying to keep up in life. Like, can a girl just get a break? I get it. Okay. And let's do one more spiral of the week and see who we got. They said, don't take advice from people who are not where you want to be. Oh my gosh, if this could not be further from the truth as well. People sometimes want to tell you what they think you should be doing or where you should be working or what you should be doing with your life or how to reorganize your life. And yeah, like if the person giving you the advice isn't where you want them to be, I think that's good advice. I'm actually going to take this one to heart because I feel like I'm a salesperson's dream. I'm very easily swayed sometimes. It's something I'm working on more. And so thank you for this because I'm actually going to take this advice. I don't know if anybody else needs it, but I definitely do, especially this week. So, these are always so fun to read because it just shows you that we're all spiraling through life and we're just trying to live. Like, we're just girls. We're just trying to survive. So if you have a spiral of the week that you want to send in as well, you can go ahead and DM at currently spiraling with 2 G's. Let me know, what is your spiral of the week? What are you struggling with? If you want to leave some encouraging words for maybe somebody who's also going through a similar thing, you can do that. If you end up DMing us, just make sure you include your name and the city that you're from, and then you have your chance of being featured on a Currently Spiraling episode. So, wow. I really love this podcast because I always just feel like I just had a good therapy session. And I just love you. Like, I love being here. I love that we get to connect every week on whatever it is that we are spiraling about. And whatever it is that you are going through, just know that we are here for you and you have a community of people that we are building, and I am loving it so much. I have been seeing and reading all of your comments, and you've been writing into me telling me how much you are loving this podcast, loving the show. Apparently, some of you have said that I'm saying a lot of the things that you're thinking and it's like I'm in your head. That is the biggest compliment that you can give me. So thank you so much. You really make me feel validated and make me realize that this show is exactly where I'm meant to be. Even if a full-time job would pay me more right now, I wouldn't trade that. Even though the money is really enticing, I think, what do they say? If you build it, they will come. And that's my dream for this. Like, I want to build this thing. I want to have merch. I want to have hoodies. I want to have all the cute things so we can almost feel like we're in a club, right? Delulu University. I don't know. Just something that makes us all feel united. When you wear it, you feel like, yeah, like you're in a part of a club, like you're part of a club, like you're in a club. You know what I'm trying to say? That we all feel like we're together in this, right? And we're all from the same squad. There we go. Spiral Squad. Wait, that's cute. Did we just find our name? Spiral Squad? I kind of like that. Anyway, okay, I'll let you decide on the name in future episodes. But thank you for joining. If you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, it would mean the world to me if you would leave a review. It really helps to get the word out about the show when you do. And then if you are watching us on YouTube, make sure you are subscribed to the channel, my YouTube fam, and then hit that notification bell so that you know every time we post a new video. And that's it for this week. Episode 4, we are on a roll here, and I really feel like every week I'm not as nervous to record. It's getting easier and easier. In the sense that, like, I just, again, type A, I give myself so much pressure, but now this is just becoming fun because I get to just be here and share my heart, and you're sharing your heart. And so it just makes me feel like I love you and we're connected. So anyway, thank you for joining this week. I hope you had a great time feeling overwhelmed with me and feeling exhausted. I'm going to go take a nap. I'm going to go take a nap now. I love you so much, and I'll see you next week.